we're going to talk about sex. It's a difficult one for many people. Let's begin gently, but let's go after it. Because so often when there's conflict in a relationship, sex tends to be one of the first things that is a casualty and shows itself, because, another one of my cliches, it's really hard to touch somebody with whom you're in conflict. And yet, when we lose our best friends because of conflict and we're in separate spaces, doing life separately, we pine for their companionship, but we're also upset and angry with them. So in conflict, contradictions going on. We don't want to touch them because we're upset with them, and yet we do really want to touch them, but we just can't. Actually, the antidote to your beginning your healing is actually to become tactile and to touch somebody, the person with whom you are in conflict, because that will actually cause some of the heat to dissipate. Here's the problem. Going near them and touching them is one of the hardest things when you're in conflict. If you can overcome that, and our ego gets in the way, and our past practice behaviors get in the way, and we somehow gotta get over that, and it's so difficult. But if we can, and we can hold out a hand, the other person may not meet you halfway, so you're going to pull back that hand really quickly, because we don't want to get hurt or be embarrassed. But if you can persevere, if you can try to touch somebody with whom you're in conflict with, it's really hard for that person to remain in conflict with you. I always say, if you can just hold on to them like a bucking horse, where they're probably going to be saying things like, "What are you doing? Get off me, leave me alone." If you can hold on for your dear life, after a few minutes you might find the heat dissipates and they're able to start to let go of some of the heat, the tension. Doesn't mean the conflict's resolved, but you are closer to being able to start a conversation, to break out of separateness caused by conflict. Sex becomes a casualty of partners, of husbands and wives that are in conflict. And often you don't really even need sex therapy. Once you become friends, sometimes you just need a little bit of a helping hand to kickstart love, affection, intimacy, sensuality, very separate things to sex. And then the sex might start to come back online when you develop those other things. Come on a journey with me and you'll better understand. Sometimes I call what I do a lot of chat. Sometimes I even call it waffle. But there is some logic to my waffle. Come on the journey with me, and let's learn together. I'll hold your reservations, your negativity, your doubts. And over time of journeying through this program, I'll watch as you begin to take it back and have more confidence. I'm excited to do this journey with you. You can do this. You can become the best version of you. I often say, gosh, we only get this life once to live. We don't actually have to live in the past with past bad mistakes that we've taken and made. Let's look to the future and let's create that version of you that's going to be the best that you can be. And again, I often think, hey, let's finish well in this life that we all get once to do on this planet. Let me journey with you, and what a privilege it's going to be to journey with you.
Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage and want to give it your best shot. Perhaps you're in a partnership, a couple, and want to address some issues. Maybe it's a marriage, but it just ain't working too well. Are you a couple, but know it could be better? Consider a diagnosis, a form of MOT for the relationship. Want to limit passing on the stuff to the children? Because we know that childhood development really does impact the shaping of us and how we go on to do adult life. Want to maximize the quality of your relationship? Perhaps communication just definitely is not working well. Conflict needs managing, needs resolving. Sex, the first casualty when there is conflict, may be something of a sense of a mismatch, but there are definitely some problems in sex. Maybe you're long time married and you've settled, but you know you haven't settled for good enough. Consider the Kairos Center video on demand program. In that program, you'll cover a lot of topics from A to Z, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your leisure, and have some periodical homework review sessions with me from time to time at your leisure. Maybe you would prefer secure webcam where one of you or both of you come for maybe weekly sessions. There's something for everyone in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Whether you're in a partnership, a marriage, these things are true. Marriage is not the coming together of two people. It's actually a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that is a formulation for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Also, Dr. Creflo Dollar has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add a little bit extra to that, you're destined to repeat the problems. So why not work through this partnership in order to address the issues, which is more about me than the other person, and then make an informed decision about what you do for the future of the relationship. Send me a message. It's time to get your quality of life and relationship back on a proper footing.